I'm Charla. Today I want to talk about innovation, pent-up demand, new trends, turning points to watch. We have seen so much change in the course of the last 12 months, change that most of us never would have imagined could happen so rapidly. COVID has become the silent driver of innovation that we likely haven't seen since the 1940s. Did you know that Pearl Harbor, when it happened in 1941, 75% of the military artillery was horse-drawn, but by the end of World War II, we had entered the atomic age with incredible transformation and a period of innovation and growth that lasted for decades. We could be at that tipping point now as COVID has pushed us to tackle critical social, structural, financial, and healthcare issues at an accelerated pace that is mind-blowing. COVID could be the present time's Pearl Harbor for spurring innovation across many sectors of the market and the globe. Starting with the most obvious, healthcare. Innovation reaches warp speed. We are in the midst of massive waves of innovation and disruption across the sector that has the potential to drive new opportunities for consumers and companies, reduce overall costs, and improve consumer outcomes and patient outcomes. We all remember Star Trek, the classic TV sci-fi series whose main character, Captain Kirk, played by William Shatner from 1966 to 1994. And by the way, he just turned 90. I digress. Recall the tricorder that they used in the show to scan people for what ailed them? While we don't have a tricorder today, we have seen incredible leaps in research tools, diagnostics, and remote patient monitoring that are converging to change the face of healthcare right now. Most of us didn't know much about telemedicine, online patient-doctor consultations rather than in person, and that it's actually been available for some time. But in the past 12 months, many patients had their first telehealth experiences, including me, and I was so pleased at how easy it was. With the high response and ease of adoption, we can now use a combination of telehealth and at-home diagnostics with mail-in pharmacy services to have the luxury of having a discussion with our doctor and team, diagnosed and treated all from home. Right now, we can even order a COVID test that is from order to results, a 3-day process, and we never left our couch. Please refer to slide number 1. Some additional amazing medical breakthrough factoids. About 20 years ago, the first human genome was first sequenced. It took a team of researchers nearly 8 years and more than 100 million to do it. Today, a human genome can be sequenced in a matter of days for about $1,000, which has also led to breakthroughs in DNA analysis, which is helping lead to cure of cancer because of galactic leaps in therapies that can be designed to match the treatment of our specific cancer. Even more exciting are the simple blood tests that are now being developed, known as liquid biopsy, to help test for cancer, because early detection, as the medical community tells us, is the key to curing. And not just for cancer, but so many other diseases as well. China actually will be a leader in this process, as that country has the highest population of cancer patients in the world. Next, technology trends and opportunities. Some of the obvious, most of us have increased our cloud subscriptions during the past year as we picked up Disney Plus or Netflix or started gaming with Twitch, Amazon's live streaming, e-games, maybe even used a Nintendo Switch console so you could use Steam to play online. There's a slide, number 2, to refer to this. Grocery store e-commerce also became an overnight sensation and a critical service, as many needed to stay home because of personal health concerns or a local mandate due to social distancing and COVID precautions. Amazon, Walmart, and many other grocers that offered e-commerce saw demand triple in the past 12 months. The increase of cross-border trade online through digital transactions and services. In English, please. Companies that have the ability to rapidly adjust and conduct business online, anywhere, For example, the names most of us are familiar with are Amazon, Alphabet or Google, Facebook, and Netflix. Check out slide number 3. There's also the changes to cash, also almost being an endangered species. I recall years ago that I was at the grocery store and I saw somebody paying for their groceries with a credit card, and I gave them a surprised look. In the very near future, digital payments will be the norm, and you'll get an odd look if you pay with cash. Think about it. COVID has caused us to appreciate not having to touch cash. It's a conduit of germs. We can easily wash our credit cards or phones to Venmo a payment. Not so many of us are going to take cash home and run it through the washing machine. Renewable energy and electric or hybrid cars. This is the last part. I am going to throw in 3 interesting factoids at the very end though. We are seeing a dramatic shift in the transition to an electrification of the grid and green energy. Automation and artificial intelligence are setting the stage by pushing down costs and boosting productivity and efficiency. Currently, many of the so-called traditional utilities globally are already generating 30% of their business, or even more, from renewables. In the next 5 to 10 years, it's forecast that we are likely to see hybrid electric and hydrogen engines that are so powerful that they will be able to fly a commercial aircraft. Check out slide number 4 and 5. 3 additional interesting factoids. Number 1, in the US, we moved from about 600,000 vaccination distributions in January to 1 month later, over 1.6 million distributions of the COVID vaccination. Check out slide number 6. Do you remember number 2, the stories about the roaring 1920s? Now, like then, we have incredible pent-up demand. For all of us are eager to get back to the business of living. It could be a replay of history that we might have a roaring 2020s as pent-up demand for travel and leisure, dining out, entertainment will drive us through the next decade. And lastly, did you know that the long-term average U.S. savings rate has been about 6.5%? But after the Great Recession of 2008 to 2009, that savings rate went up to 7.2. Currently, during COVID, it's at 12.9%. Well, no wonder we can't go out and do anything. So once there's the all clear, we could see a powerful recovery over many years as we consumers have the means to spend because we've been saving. And the benefit will be to specific industries, but it will also spill over to the broader economy. It won't be a flat line up. There always will be hiccups along the way, and some areas will likely recover quickly or more quickly than others. If you're a student of history, you can look back to many examples of past crises and declines that were followed by powerful recoveries, thanks in part to pent-up demand. Some examples include the travel sector after 9/11. What about the housing and auto industries after the Great Recession? Lots to think about. If there's anything that you have questions on or you'd like to follow up with us, please give us a call. Thank you.